And go.
And go.
Go.
Okay, one more time. Go.
Go.
All right. I'm too tired to do it. You gotta do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to It Figures. This is episode 184 on the Pop Culture Network.
Oh, yeah, and we did look that up, so it is a true fact. We do research here.
So now you have energy. You didn't have energy to do the intro. You asked me to do the intro. I get one line out, and then suddenly you're jumping all over it.
No, because look, we've done this before, and every time we do the intro, I get interrupted. Every single time. If Scotty's here with you, you guys have your little side banter, like it's cool, like you guys are in school, and I'm the guy you're picking on. I don't like it. I don't like it. So you know what? You can say welcome, and then I'll just, mess you up.
Okay. Welcome.
Blah, blah, blah.
See, I still got the welcome out. You didn't mess me up.
Well, you didn't pronounce it correctly, so...
Oh, I didn't pronounce it correctly. No. Okay, well, how are you supposed to pronounce welcome?
Welcome on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a little bit of French Spanish.
How do you spell that?
With the E.
Oh, all right, fair enough then. All right, well, this is It Figures episode 184. Welcome to the show. I'm allowed to say welcome. I've said it twice now without you interrupting.
It's okay. You've been corrected.
Oh, welcomano. Welcomino. El Camino?
You'll get it.
Did you drive one of those?
You'll get it.
All right.
Don't worry.
Well, let's do a little bit of toy news. Let's open it up with some toy stuff. Although, just a reminder, we do have the Google Plus Hangout going on over here. If you guys want to watch it recorded live, we got a dude here. Although he's got an accent, so I don't trust him. Because I don't trust people with accents. But he's yelling, and of course we got the sound turned down because he's got like 9,000 babies in the background running around making noise. I'm
sure he knows how to pronounce.
Oh, he's asking where's the beer.
Oh.
Where's the beer? I forgot, didn't I? Do we still have that champagne sitting down here?
No, we threw that out because here's the deal. We had the champagne bottle sitting here, and Rick was like, "What's this about?" And after a while, Rick is kind of like homeless. Okay, he's not homeless. He has a home, but he's just one of those guys that.
If there's food sitting around,
there's something,
or alcohol sitting around. And...
So I figured it probably wasn't a smart idea to have alcohol here in the store during the day, because Rick would drink it. Especially
if it's already open.
Like, I wouldn't leave a can of, like, Windex.
You think furniture polish and glass cleaner he would also try to ingest?
I think he would try it.
Or you don't think he would just take them home?
I think he
because at some point during the course of the calendar year, he might try to clean some part of his
I think he would look at it and
go, like, what is this?
He would consider...
Furniture Polish. This is like Polish sausage.
I mean, obviously he wouldn't be like... It wasn't plan A for him to drink it, but over the, as the day went on, he'd be like...
Oh, I'm so thirsty.
Well, man. It says all natural. It can't be that bad. And I think he would try it. So, yeah, I had to get rid of it.
All right, well, so no alcohol. We forgot. Whoa, there's someone else. There's another person down here watching the show. Guy there. Oh, he left. Oh, we scared him away.
Oh, okay. Well, just so you guys know, for those who don't know, this is the Toy and Action Figure Podcast on the Pop Culture Network at itfigurespodcast.com, a part of the Pop Culture Network. And with that being said, we can now move on to the news, because that's what we do here. The news.
Screaming. All right, the news.
Oh, there you go. Take it away.
First piece of news here is that there's a new set of collectibles from DC. Okay? Now, I want you to make sure these are not Minimates. Whatever your natural tendency may be to describe these toys, these are not Minimates. These are DC Little Mates.
Oh, come on.
They are not Minimates. Now, to be fair, they do look different. They're a highly stylized version. They've got a big round head and a cute little body. Kind of like the Hot Toys Cos Babies, if you've ever seen those.
They look like that. They look like oversized, baby-fied HeroClix.
Of course, I don't have photos to throw in the Google. Here, look. You can see. Whoa, there they are. See the toys? That's what we're talking about. So, those, you've got Joker, you've got Batman, you've got Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Hawkman, you got Harley Quinn, you got Catwoman, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern. So that's your Series 1, that's your first wave assortment. And they run, cost is about $7 a pop.
You know what cost. They remind me of the Cos Babies. No, we don't have any.
If only someone had mentioned Cos Babies, like, I don't know, 30 seconds ago. That might have tied in nicely. Oh, wait, I did. All right, next up. NECA NECA is working on a Gears of War Judgement Lancer. This is the number 13 Lancer replica. So if you've played Gears of War, are you familiar with Gears of War Judgement?
This gun looks like it was off the game Gears of War.
And it looks like...
I'm just making it obvious. Yeah.
And now, here's the interesting thing about this. This is a GameStop exclusive. So this version of the Lancer, this is $100. And what they actually did is they took the 3D model from the video game and actually put that into whatever system they use and had a machine sculpt it using the 3D model. So it's an exact replica, as close as you can get without actually making a deadly weapon that kills people.
Okay, now that we said that, let's be clear. This is not the first time this gun has been produced. Previously, it was done by a company called Triforce, and it did cost around, I think, $300 to $400. So obviously, this is a much more. No, I think it's about the same size. A less detailed, cheaper version of this gun, which makes it a lot more affordable. Even at $100, it's a lot, but it's a proper.
I mean, it's about 3 feet long.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the real one would be like what, 4 feet?
No, it was essentially the same size. It was just, obviously probably a better material. They're an indie company, so they just cost more. I don't know. Whatever.
This does have motorized chainsaw sound and vibration effects.
See, I think that gun did too.
So when you pull it...
And I think that other gun had, lights.
Okay.
Does this have lights?
This is equipped with a removable clip and adjustable side handle that folds in and out and slides back and forth.
So, it's awesome. And I gotta wonder what happened to Triforce. Are they still around? I don't know.
What was it? Was it Triforce Collectibles? Triforce?
I don't know. Triforce something.
Was it Gears of War that they made the head for?
Yeah, they did. Because previously,
Project Triforce.
Yeah, ProjectTriforce.com. Previously, they had the Gears of War license, I think about 2 years ago. And they made prop replicas of the different guns, including the pistol, and of course that rifle, and they also did some of the characters like full on 1-to-1 bust, which we actually had here a couple years ago, and they were awesome, but they were very, very expensive. And is there even a price on there?
This does not list price.
No, okay. So yeah,
so here for reference sake, there you can see it.
It's a really nice gun. It's just it was really expensive. And the pictures are obviously better on the Project Triforce.com's website. Were better than the actual prototype that I did see in San Diego. So, but it sounds like GameStop is going to have a better option for this gun, and the thing sold out anyway. So that's where
you can't get the one from Project Triforce anymore.
And I bet if you go on eBay, they're a bajillion dollars
plus tax,
bajillion
and shipping
with shipping
and
plus
overage charges. And roaming minutes, data roaming. They always get you with that on the Assault Lancer. All right.
Every time.
NECA also has revealed packaging for their Gears of War 3 3/4 inch figures. Okay, do you recognize any of those characters?
I don't know the character. I know, obviously, I can recognize the characters from their appearance, but I don't really know their names.
There's Marcus Phoenix.
Right.
Marcus Phoenix with a gold Lancer. Damon Baird. And Anthony Caramine.
I just don't really I don't understand this license even still. Is this game even relevant anymore? Does anybody care about it?
Well, when did Judgment come out?
I don't even know.
Gears of War Judgment?
That's a game?
Apparently.
I don't know. After Gears of War 3, I just totally said okay.
Wait, they made a 3?
Isn't that what they did?
I know they made a comic book.
Well, obviously we were well researched here. And
Gears of War Judgment. Looks like it's a new game. It's an epic shooter. Well, in case you didn't know, the Gears of War games are epic shooters. March 19th. No, it's not out yet.
Not to be confused with the games like Call of Duty, which are not so epic.
Yeah, those are just like regular war. This is like epic war. This comes out March 19th, 2013. So there you go.
So there, look. You don't even know what you're talking about. Gears of War 3 is the most current game.
Yes, you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. You were more than happy to go along with the idea because you didn't know either.
Hey, I own a game store. I never even heard of that game. But Part 3 I've heard of.
Well, that is worth
Haven't played it. but I heard it.
All right. Next up, for those of you who have been following the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bebop and Rocksteady have officially been announced for the Classics line. They don't have any photos yet. What they have are these little silhouettes that say coming soon. So if you're wondering what Bebop and Rocksteady look like, well, we don't know yet. It's just a purple shade of the character. But Big Bad Toy Store already has pre-orders up for you, where you can pre-order a case of Series 2, even though they don't know what they look like and what all's going to be in that case. I would assume that they are going to re-release the Turtles that have already been out because they're sold out everywhere, and then mix in Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't think you're going to get a whole case of just Bebop and Rocksteady.
Well, the time for the Wave 1s to be restocked was February. That was what they predicted. They will be back in stock. So that you may find...
I think it's going to be like a revision case.
Yeah, they might revision them, and then now they're going to roll out these new ones. I did get an invite from Playmates, if I do actually go to New York for the Toy Fair, to be in their event where they will actually show their entire 2013 line.
Are you going to Toy Fair?
I haven't made a decision yet. I'm registered to go. I just am not sure. I need to get a plane ticket. I need to get a hotel still. I'm just not 100% sure.
Did registration close for that already?
Yeah,
they still send me emails for Toy Fair.
Well, you know what?
It's like, I didn't register, I'm not going, and yet I still get the emails from them all the time. Book your hotel now! I'm like, I didn't sign up to get a pass to the show. They still want me to get a hotel room.
So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going. I'm kind of like on the fence. I kind of want to, but at the same time, I don't, because it's not really a fun place to go to. It is the most boring place you'll ever go in your life.
A lot of work.
It's just all work, and it's all like serious. There's no fun. It's cool you get to see the toys, but you don't actually get to do anything. It's not like a convention. You know, it's not like San Diego, where you're going to learn something, and you're also going to have all this awesome stuff to do. This is like straight up, here's the information, here's a, look at it, okay, go to the next booth, and it's really like, everybody's wearing suits. It's just not a fun place.
Because it's not like the comic book conventions.
No, it's complete serious. It's like for the management.
It's like all about business cards and shaking hands.
Yeah.
And,
LinkedIn and
all right.
Google Plus and each other.
Hey, well, everybody loves Google Plus. Okay, in other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle news, the new figures are hitting store shelves. So far, there are reports of the Mutagen Ooze figures showing up. The 4 main turtles, as well as the actual pod of Mutagen, and also the pop-up pizzeria playset, which looks like a pizza box, but then folds open, and you've got like a pizza restaurant at the top, and then a sewer playset that kind of comes out underneath, which I may end up buying one of those, because that looks super cool. But we've got the Ooze Scoop and Donnie, the Ooze Chuck and Mikey, the Ooze Toss and Ralph, and the Ooze Launch and Leo. So if you're looking for any of those Ninja Turtle figures, now's the time to start hitting your shelves at Toys R Us and Walmart and see what you can track down.
And what's the big deal about these? They have Ooze?
Well, they're doing slime stuff. Oh, look, there's the Apocalypse. He's joined the chat. The big thing is that everything's going to have this slime stuff to it, so the turtles have like these slime scoopers on their backs. And, hey, look, there's the other guy. There's the other guy in our show. And then he's just kind of chilling out on the couch. Right. And then, so if you want to play with slime, I never liked putting slime on my toys. Like, I never wanted that crusty, junky, gunky...
Why?
I don't know. It's because they're dirty.
What do you mean it's dirty? It's...
Because I don't want, like, these big
globs
of, like, booger-looking stuff.
Look, the only way your slime is messing up your toys is if you're taking that slime and you're rubbing it across your dingy, dirty floors, getting all the gunk on them.
Well, and
that's the only way. I mean, it's like a clean material. It's like, I'm pretty sure they make it out of Dawn.
They don't make it out of Dawn.
Yeah, they make it out of Dawn.
No,
and
they make it.
Comet.
They make it out of
the Dawn Comet because you can't eat it.
Duck vomit and child snot.
I'm pretty sure hand sanitizer is in it.
Hey, Apocalypse, the sound is off. You gotta type in the window. You keep trying to yell things. You gotta type with the words with the fingers. All right, so next up, people just don't know how to use the Google Plus. Like, they all want to hang out, but they don't know how it works.
It is a hangout.
All right, Hot Toys has released what they call a confidential picture of prototypes of stuff they're working on for the next year. They don't list what any of this stuff is. But if you look, you can see an Ed 209. You can see a Terminator. You can see a Joker. You can see a Prometheus figure. There's an Iron Man. There's all sorts of stuff kind of hidden in that picture.
Is that like a wrestler?
That is The Rock from G.I. Joe, from the new G.I. Joe movie.
Okay.
So, yes, that is a wrestler, as a matter of fact.
Oh, there you go.
You got the Bat Pod. You've got the suit, Batman in the containment suit from Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Terminator. So apparently a lot of random stuff they always are working on because it's the same property.
So this is stuff that's supposed to be coming out in 2013. So any of you, looking for neat stuff in 2013 from Hot Toys, you can go look at that photo.
So random Hot Toys guy that has all his like half-finished projects sitting on his desk. Bigger news story is that guy needs some help. He's got a lot of work.
He's got a lot of painting to do.
I guess that's how they do it.
Now the one thing, the Prometheus figure, I don't see a head in there. There's just the ball joint for the neck, but there's no head resting on it. So I don't know if they just haven't sculpted the head or if it's like a secret.
Hey, I've heard, and I can't confirm this, Prometheus has something to do with aliens.
You mean like
boom?
The movie E.T.?
Mind blown.
Is it a sequel to E.T.? Did he phone home? Is that what Prometheus is about?
Mm-hmm. The Predator.
I knew it. All right. Next up, Marvel Universe Series 5 multiple packs. For those of you looking at the 3 3/4 inch line of Marvel Universe, we do have the Inhumans. So you got a Black Bolt, you got, I don't know, the dude with the green hat, and you got Medusa. The Uncanny X-Men set. Here's the thing with Uncanny X-Men set. It comes with X-Baby's Cyclops. Because maybe they figured they have enough Cyclops already, so now you get the little X-Baby version of him.
Maybe they're just going to release an X-Baby randomly in sets and make you have to buy them all to get the X-Babies. Although, I don't know why you'd want the X-Babies.
But the same Wolverine that they've done like a billion times.
Yeah, that's the brown on yellow.
And then West Coast Avengers 3-pack. Mockingbird, Hawkeye, and War Machine. Which, I mean, that one's... I like West Coast Avengers. That's a cool set, so...
Well, you are gangster.
Well, nothing says gangster like the West Coast Avengers.
West Side.
If you're
bringing that back, I'm bringing that back.
West Side or West Coast Avengers?
Same thing, right?
Sure, why not?
Well, they're obviously not on the East Coast. That'd be weird.
All right.
Or ironic.
Marvel Minimates for Series 50. They are doing Fans' Choice figures. They basically did a, contest, whatever, asking people to vote for them and to see, which figures people want to see. So, of course, we got Onslaught, Magneto. You've got Spider-Man, like all beat up with, cyborg armor. You've got the
what?
You've got the blue Ghost Rider. You got a couple Baron Zemos, and of course Nova, everyone's favorite figure. Everybody's been waiting for. You're finally getting your Nova.
Huh. I
think Nova is probably the one that they keep saying people keep asking for, and they never have a chance to get Nova in there. So here's a Nova.
So what's up with the Magneto all hulked out? Is that the Hulk Buster Magneto?
No, I think it's from Onslaught. Onslaught? You don't remember Onslaught?
Sure.
Cyborg Spider-Man. Okay, here it is. Cyborg Spider-Man, Songbird, Ghost Rider, Onslaught. Yeah, that's Onslaught.
Okay.
Baron Zemo 2, Nova Corp Centurion, and a variant that has Baron Zemo 1.
So like I said, Onslaught.
So it's, just like you said.
Just like I said.
Onslaught.
It was like I thought you like comics.
Onslaught was like some weird thing with like Professor X went crazy and created a juggernaut. I don't remember. It was stupid.
It's pronounced Xavier.
It was one of those Rob Liefeld things that...
I knew that. It's pronounced Xavier. You're saying it wrong.
Fair enough. I don't even know what you're saying.
That's fair enough. That's fine.
Weirdo.
No one listens to you either.
Hey, a lot of people listen to me. They're listening right now. There's at least 2 that I can follow right now that are listening.
No, they are listening to Macarena and watching... And their computers are infected, and they got one of those piracy notices. The FBI is watching your computer. You must pay $200, and somehow we're just getting their feed.
We should print out that thing from the viruses. It's like FBI knows you've been downloading porn, like whatever that virus thing is, and then we can hold up the camera in the middle of the Google chat, and everybody would be like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Entertainment Weekly, of all places,
are they breaking news?
They got the scoop on Walking Dead Minimates Series 3.
Wow.
Because when you think Walking Dead and you think Minimates, you think Entertainment Weekly.
Well, that probably just happened to be one of those things where they were doing Walking Dead story, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, we got some toys." They're like, "Okay, cool, toys." TV Guide's going to get them next week, though. They'll scoop the crap out of the Series 4.
Now, one interesting thing to note here is that if you look at the 6 figures in the set, you get Herschel in his prison garb. You've got Tyrese, like, all beat up. You've got a regular version of Tyrese. Of course, you got your zombies. There's Herschel. And then there's this Michael Jackson-looking zombie mini-mate.
What, the Thriller zombie?
Yeah, which I think, like, that right there is going to be the most sought-after mini-mate in the history of mini-mates.
It's the Thriller.
It's the Michael Jackson Thriller zombie mini-mate. Now, there's no word yet if you compose it. Make it do this.
Obviously, you could do one of those things.
Tick-tock-tock-tick-tock-tick-tock-tick-tock.
So, anyways, yay, Minimates! You are 1
So this is now
billion
series 3
strong.
of Walking Dead. Do you think they're going to make it to Series 50, like they did with the Marvel?
It's no, because they're taking way too long to get this stuff out.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. Because
Right.
let's say Walking Dead goes 6-7 seasons, which even the great shows end eventually.
Well, I don't know. That show could go for 20 years. That'd be like the Days of Our Lives of zombie.
I don't think so, because I mean, look at shows like Lost, 24. Let's not even talk about 24. I'm still hurting on 24.
You have that big 24 fetish that you just can't
It's not
get
a
over.
fetish. What do you want?
You would think for 24.
Jack Bauer owns.
What about his new show? Touch? Is that canceled already?
It's just Jack Bauer on a softer side.
No, it's the Wuss Bauer.
He is a little. He's a little more. You know what's funny is Keeler Sutherland cannot play anybody other than Jack Bauer. He's in that Touch show, and he's like literally getting beat up by some guys, but he still has like that Jack Bauer attitude. So I'm looking at him like, that ain't even right, man. That ain't even right.
He's getting the crap beat out of him. It still looks like he's winning.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that works.
So it's bad.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for news in this episode, but we are going to turn to Fan Corner. If you guys have any random questions there on the chat, type them into the chat, and we'll try to get to them as we go through. Also, if you want to throw in comments on some of these questions, type them into the chat. You got to have them typed, though.
Dear guy on camera, what are you doing?
Well,
what am I watching?
Last week, I had this up and running, and some random woman pops on. Never seen her before, no idea who she is, and she just types, "Why are you mad?" So I don't know. So I just typed, "Because I have to fart." And she said, "Well, then let it out." And I was like, "There's a cork in the way." It was just like the most random, bizarre.
So you like?
It's public. It's a public.
So you were doing chat roulette on Google.
Yes. Google plus chat roulette for figures.
That's fun for somebody. You know what? I think there's a website that still does that, and I tried it like a couple months ago just to see.
Was it all penis?
It was all penis. every other one is just a guy just going to town.
I wonder if some of those are actually like just a screenshot that they leave up. It's just running 24 hours, like in a computer lab somewhere.
Well,
it's
obviously,
always up, always.
It's just a bunch of guys going to town, or a bunch of guys just like with their hoodies up, like looking at you like, like they're expecting to see some guys going to town too, and they're just bracing for it,
so they can pull it down and like, hide their eyes.
Right?
Or are you sure they're not sitting there going like?
Or they're like, yeah, thumbs up. I like to watch from a distance.
Hey, buddy. That's a nice one. You poke out my eye with that. All right.
So that's for a different time.
That's
a different discussion.
In figures, 184. This is the Fan Corner. And, of course, who puts the first post in the Fan Corner thread?
Clone Yoshi.
Clone Yoshi.
You win.
Still the king of the Fan Corner. He says, "Hey, guys, what do you think if Nintendo made a Legend of Zelda movie in the Lord of the Rings style? Do you think it would do well? Like a straight-up action fantasy type of film."
I think No, probably not. Because I think Zelda's like a weird property. It's like everybody knows Zelda, everybody loves it, but no one knows the story.
And there are lots of like websites dedicated to the idea that there's one ongoing storyline in the Legend of Zelda games, and like it involves time travel and getting turned back into a child and reincarnation and like all this crazy stuff, and they try to make it work as one big storyline. And I think if you tried to, put together a movie, everybody would argue, well, that's not the real Zelda. That's not the real Link. That's not the real, it's
like obviously with Lord of the Rings, it had the recognition. It was, it was a book series, and there was a complete story, and there wasn't a bunch of like random like novels put out over a period of 20 years where everybody took their own take on it.
Well, yeah, like that's part of the thing also because each game looks a little different. Obviously like Wind Waker, Four Swords are connected and whatever, but for the most part, every game looks different and every storyline stands out a little differently. And it's like every few years you get a new Zelda. It's like a James Bond type of thing. But if they tried to make a movie, then it's like, which games do you go to? You don't need to reinvent it because it's always reinventing itself. It's like that's why James Bond as like comic books never really seem to work. If they do a video game, they just take the current movie and make it into a game. I don't know if it would really work to take, is anyone going to subscribe to a franchise? Do you think they're going to remake? Because the games, most of the time, have the same story. Zelda is somehow locked up somewhere, and Link has to go save her. It's like, how many times can you do that?
Shocker, by the way.
Every
time I'm like, what?
Here's a hint. Don't stand near Zelda. That's all I got to say. Never works out well for the bike.
She be tripping, yo, is what they say on Facebook. She be tripping, yo.
Yo. Do they say yo on Facebook?
They do say yo.
Really?
No, sometimes.
Most of the games don't follow on from each other. Okay, Lee in the Google chat here says most of the games don't follow on each other. Newsflash. Google it, and there are entire websites devoted on how each game leads into another one. And like they say it's like the same character going from game to game to game to game, and they've worked it out where they say, well, obviously
Wreck-It Ralph style.
This game would go here, and then this game would go here, and then this game would go here, and they work like all the Game Boy Color games into it, and they say it's all one ongoing crazy ass storyline, which I don't think that really works, but people will argue it forever.
And people are still going to argue the September 11th attacks was a big plot, man.
Well, okay. The thing you got to remember, I don't even want to go there.
It was
I don't even want to go there.
It was all a dream.
There's so many.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
This is not. Oh, wait. They're already dead.
This is not the Alex Jones show. Okay. This is not PrisonPlanet.com. Okay.
We can get there.
Let's not.
We can get there. It's not that far.
Not get into it.
Everything is like a step away.
I'm seeing your hernia. All right. Next up, the Eternal Review says, "Hey guys, how are you guys doing?"
Amazing.
Pretty good, thank you. Oh, there's more. My questions are, what do you guys think about the Marvel Universe line? I know that when this line started, it was very cheaply made. The paint apps and articulation were horrible, but since then it has changed a lot. They are more detailed and articulated compared to when they started. I don't know. Honestly, I had to drop that line cold turkey because I was spending a couple $100s a month trying to collect every single figure and every variant and everything they came out with, and so right about the time that like the Kitty Pryde wave was coming out, it's like I had to stop. It was just like I sold them all off. I only have a handful now, and they're the ones that are like the Secret Wars characters from the early '80s. So I can have the original figures in the new Marvel Universe, but otherwise I can't look at them. I can't go near them because it's like once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic.
True that.
Once I had to drop that Marvel Universe line, I can't hold them. I can't look at them. I can't go near them in the store. Because there's always that call to reach out and grab them, and I gotta stop myself.
Yeah, because you can't buy 2 or 3. I mean, you could, but you can't.
I mean, you think you could. You think you can buy one, but it's like.
And then you get so far.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
And then once you hit like 10 or 12, you're like, okay, well I got a couple of these. I guess it's time for me to really start collecting. And then you realize when you start buying 34, you're like, oh, man, I almost have these all bought up. Then you realize there's really like 200 more for you to buy.
You're like, well, I've got the Avengers, but now I need the new Avengers because some of the characters cross over, so it's really not that much more to build that other team. And then the West Coast Avengers box is coming out, so you're going to buy that too.
West Side. Yeah, so that's a lot of, yeah, you can't
But,
do it.
you know, honestly, I didn't think they were that bad when they first came out. I mean, they were obviously better than the Infinite Heroes figures from Mattel.
Ooh.
I just like those characters better. But I thought the paint apps were better on the Marvel Universe line. The sculpting was better on the Marvel Universe line, although there were some weird, like Wolverine's neck was all weird, and
yeah, they did have like a elongated, like creaked out neck. Yeah,
because it looked fine straight on, but
yeah.
then once you turn it sideways, it looked a little weird. But
Alien
you know,
style.
otherwise, I think they've always been really nice figures. So I'm not gonna say that they were bad when they first came out.
Let's not talk about them because we're gonna want to buy them.
But the Eternal Reviews does say it's a party, and he's got a Batman shirt on.
It is a party.
He says, do you think Jazwares is the right company to have licenses of many franchises that we love and grew up with?
No. Absolutely not.
Jazwares is the right company for Sonic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They've done all right with Sonic.
They're doing a good job with that. I'm happy with Sonic.
What about Adventure Time? What do you think of those for the most part?
They sell really well. Like, I think they're perfect for those odd licenses.
Like, when you do something like Regular Show or Adventure Time, they don't have to be highly articulated.
Yeah.
Because they're not super detailed to begin with, because they're in that animated style. So I think for the most part, those are okay. They could do like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and, you know, all of that type of...
Maybe they could pick up some like random anime, you know, because they do kind of like a Japanese PVC style toy.
Right.
As their main... But how dare they pick up licenses we love and then just totally trash on them?
Although... Are they the ones that did the Rugrats? The line that had like Rugrats and like all those USA type.
Yeah,
toys
you know
on
what?
it?
It's funny about that. I just saw some of those at Toys R Us for their little 5-pack or 6-pack of the Rugrats. They were like $22. Holy crap! That's a lot of money for some Rugrats.
It's Rugrats, dude. And once they come out with that Rugrats in Paris pack, you know
I'm
you're going to be
talking,
throwing down
I'm not
money.
talking like 6-inch. I'm talking like little 2-inch single PVC pieces. $20-some. What? No, thank you. But yes, I'm sure
I know
by now.
Jazwares has some problems.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just do a little bit of research on Jazwares, and you can tell that they got a lot of issues going on. And I hope they do correct those because they do have some great licenses.
Like that Mortal Kombat line's got to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Street Fighter's got to go somewhere else.
I mean, they had the right idea. They had the right size, the right packaging. They just had the wrong sculpt, and they had the worst paint, and you can't let that slide.
And they did the absolute worst. Like, you know that when they do Sub-Zero that they're going to do Scorpion. Because once you do the first game version of Sub-Zero, you just repaint them and you make a Scorpion. You repaint them, you make a Reptile. You repaint them, you make a Rain. You repaint them, you make a Smoke. I mean, you knew that that was going to happen. But the fact that, like, those are the only ones they put out, you know what I mean? It was like they put out 4 figures and 3 of them were the Ninja in a repaint.
Well, you know, I'm under the impression that they went ahead and improved this line. They had the factory make them, and then they made a bunch, and then the factory totally just screwed them over, and they were stuck with what they had, and they just made the best of it. That's what I'm hoping happened, and I can forgive that. But going forward, the stuff that comes out after this run that's been out for a while, if they don't make significant improvements on them, it's over.
Right. Oh, they did that with Cyrax and...
yeah, they've been releasing it.
The
Like
other
they
guy?
got the
Yeah.
like the 6-inch line right now. They have the Goro like arena pack out right now with
Johnny Cage. Yeah.
So and that stuff looks okay, but I'm not really interested in the 6-inch so much as I am the 3 3/4. So that's where I'm really looking because that was like the worst of it.
And it seems like a lot of times with those 6-inch figures, they pick like the absolute worst one, like Nightwolf. You're gonna get Nightwolf. Like, well, who's next? Stryker? Like, why are you picking the absolute worst characters from Mortal Kombat?
Maybe they were the cheapest ones.
I mean, I guess.
It's like, look, it's going to be so many thousands of dollars for Scorpion. You can get Nightwolf. He's probably $50. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, Scorpion's a $10,000 license. Nightwolf, they'll actually, like, you want the Nightwolf license? Here, I'm going to staple this $20 bill to it when I hand you the license so that they can make Nightwolf.
Yeah, buy 2 get 1 free license of random nobody cares.
Striker and Nightwolf.
I mean, I guess people would want them. I mean, I guess maybe.
I mean, if you're collecting them, you'll buy them to complete the set.
I guess you make the figures that no one made before because there's nothing to compare them to. If you're doing terrible like you are, I don't know.
But there's still going to be a point though where a kid is going to walk into the store and be like, "Oh, look, Mortal Kombat toys. Do I want Sub-Zero or do I want Striker?" Well, obviously, I'm going to grab the Striker. That's the most compelling figure.
How about this? Think of it this way. Maybe they're trying to consider which market, of which age group of kids they want to give the toys to. And for us, we started out at the very beginning, so the classic characters are the ones we care about. Some of the maybe they're looking for a younger target audience, and they started out like a Mortal Kombat, 4 or Deception or something further down the line. So those are the characters they know. So maybe there's that.
But why wouldn't they want like Sonya and Raiden?
Because those characters became less important as the games go on. Like Scorpion's still, Raiden's kind of, but like they're not nearly as like all these weird side characters now are taking the spotlight.
I don't know.
It's a weird deal. They ruin everything I love.
Okay.
Not Jazwares, but just the people. The suits. The
people.
suits.
Just, people in general are bad and terrible, and they ruin everything.
Everything I love.
That's all you need to know. People ruin everything. All right.
I do.
Next up. This is from Orko. He says, "Hey guys, couple questions. What kind of sets would you like to see in Lego or Cre-o make that haven't come out yet? I'd personally love to see some kind of massive set showing the classic series of Maximum Carnage." Okay, well, I can see that. You want your Carnage and your Venom and your Spider-Man and then, like, the 20 little things that broke off of them. I can see that.
Right now for Lego, what I really want for them to do, I don't really care about any licenses right now. What I want them to do is focus on the minifigures. And I know they do the blind bag minifigures, and they do some sets, like some of the Star Wars stuff have, like, little battle packs that have, like, 4 figures and some random crap in the background. What I really like is back in the day, back in the early 2000s and 90s, they actually produced just straight up figure packs that were 5 figures. And I know sometimes they'll do like a 5-figure like carded thing, like they did one for Pirates. They did some for the older Castle stuff. I would like for them to do a lot more of those and continuously have them, so I can buy those without going to Lego.com and get them or Lego stores. But like I want to go to Walmart and buy. They're doing Lord of the Rings, so I want to see a bunch of goblins and a package of dwarfs. And I don't want none of the weird random background pieces where they raise the price by putting in like a little
tree stand.
This is a tree, and this is a target practice thing. I just want the figure, maybe just a couple accessories. That's it. Simple. And I want the price to be, keep it. I mean, right now, figure pack of 5, that's like $20. That's kind of like.
What about like if they were to blister card? Like 4 or 5 figures.
Yeah, they do that right now, and they usually sell them for like $15.
Well, instead of
very limited, and they're hard to find.
But instead of the blind bag series, like if they got rid of the blind bag series and they would do them in sets of 5 of just whatever those characters are, so you would have Robot and Pharaoh and Werewolf and Ice Cream Man and Skater Die Kid. And that is one 5-pack set, but then there's like 5 different 5-packs in each wave.
Yeah, and
so they can still do the 20 or 25, and you have to buy 5 at a time. So you're going to pay $15-20 for that blister, but you're just going to get that instead.
Well, I like that idea, but I also want them to keep in mind that I might want to do army building, and so I want to do, 5 knights, 5 whatever, and. After seeing the blind bag minifigures, I've seen the possibilities of sets that could come that I would really enjoy. I really think they are missing the market. They should do like a Roman theme, like a Roman
like gladiators.
Style. Yeah, gladiators, Roman stuff. I think that makes a lot of sense right now. And
you want like big oiled up naked guys wrestling?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So I need like the Legionnaires. I want a big Roman army. I want some Gauls. And right now, if they got rid of the castle, because I mean obviously the next wave of castle could go away and it could move to the Roman thing, and I think it would work. So maybe big Colosseums, cathedrals, whatever. I think that's where they should go, based off their blind bag figures that they have already made the Roman Legionnaires and they made the gladiators. So I know that maybe there's a thought about it, and I hope they do something with that.
You just like, what's that show? What's that show on Showtime with the Gladiators that has all the boobies in it, or
Spartacus
whatever that you watch?
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like boobies.
If a genre
What do you
has
want?
boobies,
Oh yeah,
that's your show.
for sure.
Hey, Killin, would you collect a Lego Pokemon series?
No.
Really?
No. I mean, because they wouldn't be figures. They'd just be like little creatures, and I'm not really into that. And the problem is, how many Pokemon are there? 152?
Oh, no, there's like 9,000 of them now.
I mean, whatever. I don't know.
684. 684 Pokemon.
Okay. So, yeah, and they would be like, and obviously, they would have to make unique skulls for every little one. There would be no way they could do it, and it would just be too ridiculous. Unless they released it in a big old pack where I got everything, like 50 at a time or something like that. I might go for that. I'm not gonna buy a bunch of like random dumb sets.
You don't want like Squinkies, but hard out of Lego plastic.
No.
Of all the Pokemon
No.
figures.
They would have to be in their current style.
Also, have you heard about the D-Art Pokemon figures? I've seen pictures of Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, and the set I want bad is Mewtwo versus Mew.
Mew.
Did you ever see Mew versus Mewtwo, the movie? I know you were all about the Pokemans.
Is that a movie?
That was a movie.
Is that...
Mew versus Mewtwo.
What kind of movie is that? Because that sounds kind of risque.
My son plays Pokemon. He reads
Oh,
the manga.
right. The old,
He
my
has the
son
parts.
does this.
They're like, I don't like Pokemon. My son loves Pokemon.
Oh.
So therefore, I know kind of about
just
Pokemon.
like my son loves, my daughter loves My Little Pony.
I don't collect My Little Ponies.
Okay.
You do.
My children do.
Your car is like full of My Little Pony and Disney
Hey,
Princess.
look.
I've seen your car.
If I could please, if
Your
I
car
could take
smells like-
all my daughter's stuff and put together a like Disney princess shrine, I'm pretty sure we got everything.
I'm pretty sure you're a brony. That's what he says. You're a brony.
And okay, sure. And you know what? I like. What's funny is like after so long, you have all these Disney princesses. Like we got the big wall, like the what are those big head things that you put on the wall. They're like the cutouts.
The big head thing.
The company called Big Heads. They make like the
Fathead.
Fat
Fathead.
Okay.
The big head thing.
Same guy. Anyway, so we got all these princesses on our wall, and they're always like looking at me. And sometimes, middle of the night, I might look over and go, "Oh yeah."
So are you getting it on with the Disney princess at night?
No, but I kind of thought, man, if these were real girls, this would be awesome.
Yeah, that's
So
not, that's not creepy at all.
Obviously,
Not at all.
I'm taking it to a place that doesn't need to go, but yeah, who knows?
No, that's perfectly normal, right, guys? Yeah,
For sure.
perfectly normal.
I'm just saying, after you stare at them for like a couple months, your mind wanders. Your mind
is wandering into the gutter.
So,
All right, next is from Bumble Jumper. He says, "Hey guys, I live in Ireland, and I hear you talk about different toy events that take place in the U.S. As it would be my first time going to any of these events, could you recommend an event that you think would be the best to attend, and what you recommend to do or expect at these events? I hear bringing a few nose pegs to some events is a must." He's saying people are stinky. He's saying people are
yes,
stinky.
that is true.
I would say don't try to go to San Diego Comic-Con. There's too many people.
Oh, come on. If you live out of the country and you're coming into the country for one of these events, you're obviously going to want the big shows. So you got San Diego and New York.
I would say New York Comic-Con or even Wizard World Chicago.
Oh, no way. You wouldn't travel the country for Wizard World.
No, Wizard World Chicago is like the best show ever. It's got people and pretzels
And Virgil Superstar.
and some wrestling superstar Virgil. I mean, what more do you want?
Look, yeah.
No, but seriously, I would say New York Comic-Con is probably a better... Because if you go to San Diego is so overwhelming, and it's so big, and there's 28,000 people, and if you're from out of the country, and you're not really familiar with a lot of stuff anyway, like, that would just be...
It's Ireland. Ireland is like, that's not that far off from... America.
No, people in Ireland are crazy. First of all...
They're not coming from, like, Japan.
First of all, their
like
postal
China
service...
can't speak English or
Do you
something.
remember, every time we ship a package to Ireland, it's always like, Blue House at the end of the road,
That's
Killarney, Ireland.
That's
Like,
true.
it's not like an actual address. It's not like 529 North Street. It's like the big red house with the guy with the lazy eye. Like, that's their actual address that you mail
I
it
don't
to.
know.
And that right there tells you that everybody's drunk.
But you're
and they always fight. They always get into fights.
You're antisocial.
Yeah.
So to me, I loved going to San Diego. It was.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say you like getting drunk and getting into fights.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's Irish.
Well,
so,
aren't you Irish descendant
yeah,
anyway?
Yes, from the clan of Irish.
From the clan of Irish.
Yes.
That narrows it down.
No, if you're going to go to, do San Diego. I mean, obviously, if you want to do San Diego, it's going to be you're going to have to plan a year out in advance anyways.
That's like trying to go to WrestleMania or trying to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, let's say WrestleMania was in UK and there was a bunch of other smaller feds, and you're like, I want to go to a wrestling show because all the shows are in Ireland. You're not going to go, okay, so which little tiny one am I going to go travel all the way to Ireland for? Come on, dude.
I think New York Comic Con is a better alternative.
I haven't been to New York Comic Con, but I've been to San Diego several times. So I can't compare the two. But San Diego is so much going on, and it's just, you're like, I don't know. I like that environment, though. People do stink, for sure.
I hate people. So I like shows with less people. And a show like New York Comic Con, you've got more room to walk around. You can do more hunting down of like random toys or comics that you're actually looking for. You
just go to a regional con for that, though. You wouldn't.
Well, yeah, but he lives in Ireland. They don't have like, I don't know, stuff there.
They got
it's all sheep
Irish,
and hay.
They got the Shamrock Con or whatever.
Shamrock Shakes. They get Shamrock Shakes year round, though. I heard.
Oh,
I think that's a rumor.
That's a good deal.
I did hear
that's
that,
a good deal.
So it might be worth moving there.
And
I don't know. People on Google Plus want to see an Irish bar fight. You want to get drunk and have at it?
Yes.
Wait, you're a former Marine. I'm out.
Yes.
You win. I tap.
Yes.
Tap.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yes. And yes, bar fights are awesome.
All right. We do have, just in case anyone's watching, we do have Batman on the feed. Batman is watching us, so.
Oh, that's Sean Long.
No, that's not Sean Long. So Batman's got his headphones on because apparently he doesn't want his mom to hear.
Yes.
Because who'd want to hear? Who'd want people to know that they watch our show? I mean, that's what that comes down to.
They're not watching our show. They're just looking at two dudes having a good time.
We're two guys having a good time. All right, Trimmer100 says, hey guys, first time writing in. I've been watching since way back in the days of Duval.
Wow.
Let's see.
That is a long time.
He just wants to know what's up with some of the staff changes over the years. Do you want to discuss some of the staff changes, or if you'd rather not disclose a lot about it? He just wants to know. A lot of people ask about the staff changes.
Okay, staff changes. Are we all still friends? Yeah, pretty much. We don't hang out as much just because we are all doing our separate things. I still see Duval, and I still see.
Well, Duval comes in here, but you don't really see him.
Well, we do things together. Like we went to the toy show together.
You do things.
We went and saw Batman Live, stuff like that. We still do stuff. Pixel Dan, I don't see that much anymore, and we don't really do that much with him lately.
No.
So he's busy.
He took off and did.
He's busy. He's busy. So basically, the staff changes that have occurred is that certain people decide that after so long they're going to go and try to do their own thing.
And they don't want to be part of a group anymore. They just want it to be about them.
Yeah. So and it's fine. I mean, that's obviously you work for somewhere and you're going to be there for so long. You're going to move on. But I mean, as far as I'm not going to go anywhere. Obviously, Pixel Dan and you and myself, and kind of Duval too, started Pop Culture Network. And we added people in over time. And then, eventually we build off each other. Our fans are, your fans are our fans, and everybody likes everything. They like watching all our shows. And then after so long, people they just want more. And...
I like the way you say things without saying anything. There are also sometimes certain people don't get along with each other.
Yeah, that's been a lot.
That happened with a couple people where they got into fights with each other, and
personality clashes.
Instead of working it out, someone just decided to leave.
We all have big personalities, and I guess
I'm just big.
I guess there's some sort of fandom that comes along with doing these kind of shows and doing it for this long. And I guess that some people can't, they're just not humble about it. And not to say anything negative about anybody because we're all on good terms and it's fine. They're not under contract. They don't have to stay here. If they want to go on and do their own thing and try it out, maybe they'll do great. Maybe they'll just fade out. Who knows? But they're more than welcome to roll back in and rejoin at any time. And I'm not holding anything personally against them. I just don't understand the point of taking what we built and splitting it.
You don't have anything against them. I'll straight up cut them. I'm going to shank them. I'm going to shank them with my shiv. I'm going to wait until it's like mashed potato day in the cafeteria. And then I'm just...
The whole idea of the Pop Culture Network was we were all going to do like kind of our own thing, but together and share off the same resources. And it does make sense for you to do exactly what we're doing and then split away and do exactly what we're still doing, but on your own, because all you do is take all of the people we've grouped together and split them out and split them out and split them out. And eventually we're going to lose all our, everybody who started watching our shows. And, if there's less of us, then we don't, kind of like why that New Toy Smell died, kind of in a way, is because we were split up and there wasn't enough of us to keep it, fresh and continuously going. So we're obviously we're working to bring back a major show, and we're actually currently still going to try to pursue that and make it happen again.
We do have, I will say this, everybody watching, listening, whatever, we are currently working on a new flagship show for the Pop Culture Network. Mm-hmm. Some of these smaller shows, things like the News Desk, things like It Figures, all of this stuff will kind of fold back into it, because all of this kind of spurted out from a show like that, New Toy Smell, some of the stuff that was going on there in the early days. All of this stuff will kind of be folded back in, and we have different ideas for sets, we have different ideas for segments, we have different ideas on editing and graphics and scheduling and all of this type of stuff. And we are currently working on something, so everything that you see now, probably at the end of this year, is going to be radically different. And it is something that we are working on, which also means that if you've got this killer idea that you've been sitting on for like 2 years and you think, oh, you guys should totally do this, this, and this, let us hear it. We always listen to feedback. We don't always respond to it, but we always listen to it.
Yeah, we're currently in the planning phases right now, and I would like to roll out our new project
before C2E2.
Before April. So within, March area probably would be the perfect launch time, and which means we're going to have to build a set, we're going to have to get all our stuff together, and we're going to do a full-on production like we did previously, and even a step beyond that. So full-on high def, no more random shots of us sitting behind a random place in the store.
Although we will still do kind of like the crazy short videos from time to time. Yeah. We'll still pop on.
We're not going to get rid of everything that we do
random
currently.
Toy review or comic review. And all of our contributors are still going to be contributing. So they will still have their shows. Stuff like Mr. TF Prime, who's doing Transformer reviews. He'll still do his stuff. Click Nation, Tim Dog will still be doing comic reviews. So none of that stuff goes away. So all of that other stuff is still there, but as far as what's coming out of, the Pop Culture Network store here at Killing Enterprises, like what we're doing from HQ is going to take a different look and a different package, and kind of these little things that we've learned over the last couple of years, like we have plans on how to bring all that together.
Yeah. So I look forward to that.
All right, next up, Yoda Soup. Here's the first question. Justin Chin here on the chat is asking, do you know a good way to recruit help for making videos? Do you mean like for like actors? Like you want people to be in them? Or are you talking about like editing and doing music and sound and like that kind of stuff? Because it does make a difference on what exactly you're looking for people doing. Because if you want actors, you go to the bus station with a pizza and a 6-pack of beer and you've got all the actors. So yes, how do you get talent in front of the camera and also cameramen?
Well, as far as cameramen goes, we used to do cameramen, and then
intern Rick started as a cameraman,
and
Dave was a cameraman for a while. Scotty was a cameraman.
Technology, we've now got the equipment that we don't actually have to have a cameraman. We can set them up and film however we need to. So we kind of got away from using cameramen.
But if really what it comes down to, 9 times out of 10, if you're doing something you need a cameraman, the cameraman is the guy who's not currently in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So if you've got like 4 guys who show up and you're putting like 2 of them in a scene, one of the other guys standing around, he's the camera guy. And that's just what happens. And if all 4 people are going to be in front of the camera, that's when you have a tripod. But that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, we have to film and edit everything ourselves, and if we actually had somebody to shoot it and edit it for us, oh my God, life would be great.
Oh, if there was somebody who would edit our film, then you'd be seeing 9,000 videos a week coming out of this
for
place.
sure. Easy.
How do you find people and set up meetups?
Well, you're at the social network. Use your Facebook, your Google Pluses.
I mean, really, you have to be social in order to meet people like that. You're going to have to go to things where people are to meet with the people. If all you do is go to the bar and get drunk, you can get a bunch of drunk people come help you.
Obviously, if you're looking for this type of stuff, maybe go into your local comic book store and talking to the owner and finding people that are similar-minded.
Like, hang out at the comic shop, or if there's like a game store where they got like role-playing games, magic cards, that kind of stuff. Just talk to some of those people, because a lot of those people would like to do stuff like that, but not necessarily know how or whatever. He says, I'm thinking of making Grand Theft Auto in real-life videos, parodying Grand Theft Auto, and I would need a cameraman to follow me. All right, well then, what you need to do, obviously you're going to have a couple other people that you're going to have to interact with. You're going to have like the hooker that you're beating up. You're going to have the fat gangster who's shooting at you. So you find those people, and then when you're not beating up on the hooker, then the hooker is the one filming you. When you're not being shot at by the fat gangster, then the fat gangster is the one filming you. I mean, you just kind of do it that way. And again, finding those people is just going to be, go to the comic book store, go to the video game store, just hang out, talk to the people, find some people that are friends, and that's just how you do it. I'll tell you, what worked for us in the early days, how before we met Killin, how the four of us, Scotty, Duvall, Pixel Dan, and myself, how we got together was we all worked for a pro wrestling company. I was a manager. Duvall was the president. He used to be a wrestler and then got injured.
Don't bring that up. That's a story.
Dan and Scotty were both wrestling at the time, so we all worked and we all did production stuff for the wrestling shows. We all set up the ring and we set up the cameras and we set up the entryway and we set up the lights and we did all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of like, hung out and we're talking and we met that way and then became friends and we all started doing the show. So, I mean, it's just, you go out and you do stuff. And also, Justin Chin wants to know this for you. He says, how often do you go out beating up hookers?
Not often enough. There you go.
He gave it up for the new year. His resolution is to not beat up hookers.
Yeah, I can't catch a case anymore. I'm like, 3 strikes, I'm getting really close. And, it used to be you could just beat up a hooker and it wasn't that big of a deal. But now everybody's got all these rights and, oh, gosh.
Boy.
Obama.
And the hookers. There's your title, Obama and the hookers. All right, next up. Yoda Soup says, hey guys, what are your top 5 favorite minifigure lines of all time, blind bagged or not? Also on the count of 3. If you have some this week, everyone chug their beer. Well, of course we have no beer. So we can't do the chugging our beer on the count of 3. Minifigure lines of all time, Muscle.
Ooh.
And Muscle.
Let's go on.
There's because they did Ultimate Muscle, so that's another Muscle line. I don't know, Bot Shots, Guts, and Mask were tiny little figures.
Well, obviously I love the Lego minifigures, but I also really like the Monster in my pocket figures. I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I'm just going to say it. And I don't own any, but I kind of like the idea, is the California Raisins.
Are you talking the little plastic figures? You got Hardee's or whatever?
And on the same vein as those, I would also go into like the Snork figures they did, the Smurf figures, all those little PVC miniature figures that were done in that same time period.
Like the Kids Meal
the Kids
PVC
Meal,
figures.
Fast Food Premium, 90s, late 80s, early 90s minifig. I don't know why, but I love all of them.
And of course Lego.
And of course Lego again for a second.
But do you like any of the like Playmobil or
no? You know what? Actually,
Cre-o.
The Playmobil stuff, I'm kind of like I'm like right there on liking them, but I have a weird problem with their figures. They're just too many pieces, and they're kind of awkward, and they don't snap together right. I do like the Tyco stuff that was done, which is one of Lego's biggest competitors.
Oh, they do like the Knights and the
I think
dinosaurs.
The Tyco stuff is awesome, and it's so expensive, and you can't get very much of it. So that's the problem with that. And I do think the Cre-o stuff is kind of cool. I got a lot of the Transformer Cre-o minifigures, and that's all I want is just the little mini microns.
I don't like the big Cre-o figures where it's like you built a truck and then you take it apart and you build a robot and that's a transformer. Like if you're gonna build something that's a transformer, then it should transform instead of just taking it apart and putting it back together, because then it's just regular Legos. You know, it really doesn't make a difference.
So yeah, I enjoy those. I think those are kind of awesome, and I think that's probably good. You know what? I really like Micro Machines still. I don't know why.
Oh, Micro Machines! I haven't played with those in a long time.
I found a box a couple months ago, and I'm like, I can't sell them. I just want to keep them, and I don't even want to look at them. I just cannot let them go. Micro Machines.
Someone's just asking here. When we do scripts, when we script out some of our scenes, our little sketches and skits that we do, how long does it take to actually write out the script?
10 minutes.
Sometimes we just make it up as we go.
Literally 10 minutes.
It's like, all right, I have, like the Halloween episode, I literally walked in the door at 7 o'clock when we were shutting down the store and said, okay, I have an idea, and we're just going to take turns walking outside getting stabbed. And, like, that was it as far as the planning went, and we just kind of made it up as we were going along. And we would walk outside to do the death scenes, and it was literally like, you kill him. And they just go. And then they just made up the scene and just did it.
But, I mean, we've been doing this for a while, that we kind of, like, we got the ideas in our head already. We think about this stuff all the time, so it's not a big deal. At first, when we very first started, we scripted everything out, and that usually was, like, we did the day before.
Writing a script is really hard, and
a couple days before.
One of the problems with writing a script is that someone will always forget a line or forget where they're supposed to go. And when you're on lines and you're trying to get people to deliver lines, it's very difficult, as opposed to you take two people and you say, I want you to talk about how you like this, and you talk about how you hate it. And then do that for 2 minutes, and then someone's going to walk in the room. And then you just go. And just let them talk, because then it's going to be more natural, and they're not, like, forgetting the stuff that they're supposed to be saying.
And we might do that 2 or 3 takes and just take the best of. Just like they would do normally.
Yeah, because you're doing, like, an improv set. So you just do it a couple times, and you're like, okay, I like the second one better. It worked better.
Yeah.
And
then when you edit, you change your mind completely. And you might take pieces of 1, then 2, then 3. Editing is the worst process, hands down, and you can change. Everything can change. You can shoot everything terribly. You'd be like, we shot all that terribly, and you can go edit it together, and like, it turned out pretty good.
And like another thing, with the Halloween episode we did, the killer at the end of the show ended up being Toy Guru.
Mm.
And that wasn't really planned when we started it. That was something we kind of thought up of as we were going. And we just thought, oh, that'd be funny. We pull off the mask and we showed Toy Guru's face. Ha ha ha. And didn't really think about it. And all of these people were like, how dare you make Toy Guru? I can't believe you would do that to Toy Guru. Like we had planned this whole thing as some sort of joke on Toy Guru, when it was like this kind of like last minute, like, we'll put its face on there. And it makes it that much more fun to watch how people react, because everything's a conspiracy. And everything's these, like, you've been planning this all along. Like, well, if it looks like we were, great. But we just make it up. But I think always improving it, making it up as you go, you want to edit. You don't want to do it live like this show, because this show's garbage. You guys, you know how this
is a lazy man show.
We
just walk in, say some things, throw it together, and put it on YouTube, and like, okay, we're done. We're not doing that until next week.
This was like our radio show that somehow got a video camera involved. But that's just how it goes. And like doing the Google Plus Hangout now is just kind of this extra thing. I was just playing around one day and said, hey, let's use a webcam and throw in a Google Plus chat in the middle.
Except you have to use Google, and that's no.
But the reason why I like it is that it automatically records it and puts it on YouTube.
What? So you put this on YouTube?
Yeah, it actually goes to my YouTube channel.
And is watched by no one. Ever.
Oh, Batman says our show is not garbage. You're wrong, Batman. Our show is garbage.
Damn right. Best thing ever.
All right. Let's see here.
It's not my favorite show, but I'll watch it.
Ryorden says, Lord Killen, what are your thoughts on Lego producing Back to the Future sets?
Against it. Back to the Future should be put in the forgotten time box of, was cool at one time but not anymore, and let it go. I'm sorry, I don't have any love for Back to the Future.
At all?
At all.
Nothing?
No, I don't.
What about Huey Lewis in the News?
Huey Lewis in the mother effing time is like how I like to refer to
Huey
it.
Lewis in the Time.
That's how I like to refer to it as. No, you know what? I enjoyed the movies. I don't like dislike them. It's kind of like Indiana Jones. I don't dislike those movies. I like them, but I don't care about the
Indiana Jones. I've never felt the same because really
And honestly, I like Indiana Jones way more than I like Back to the Future.
Oh, I wouldn't go there.
It's kind of like how I feel about Star Wars. Like I love the movies; they're great, awesome. I love them. I'm so done with the culture of Star Wars that I don't care anymore. I'm just burnt out. I'm burnt out. I don't care.
Boba Fett's dead,
and that's completely the fault of everybody making Star Wars stuff for like all my life, nonstop. You know, every week there's something new coming out. Back to the Future, I just over time I just didn't care.
Did you ever play the games that came out for Back to the Future? Was it Travelers or Telltale Games? Maybe it was. Where it was like the old style point and click adventure, but done in modern graphics on the 360 and the PlayStation.
No, I've totally forgot about that too.
Those were fantastic games. I mean, and those were, of course, games that kind of they immerse you in the idea. You're walking around Hill Valley, you know, you're talking to all the different characters, and of course, you travel through time, so you see some of the locations from the movies, but in different time periods that you're not necessarily familiar with. But I mean, it was really well done. And it was really a lot of fun. And I think those are free on the PlayStation Network. If you've got the PlayStation Plus, you get those games free as part of the package. So,
and let me be clear, I like the movies, and if they're on like reruns, I'll stop and I'll watch them because I like the movies. I don't care about the culture of that franchise.
Well, Star Wars gets a little weird. There's not a lot of Back to the Future.
Like I don't want toys.
Costume.
I don't want a T-shirt. I don't care.
Yeah, but you don't want your own DeLorean? You don't want a DeLorean time machine to take around? That is an awesome...
I would like a DeLorean, like a real DeLorean, to use for promotional pieces to get people to come up and talk about. I'm not like, oh yeah, time flux capacitor, you know? I don't really...
I would totally... If I could afford one of those flux capacitor kits that they sell, I would totally put that in the truck.
I'm just not...
I would have one of those in the truck.
I haven't been excited about Back to the Future such a long time that I just don't care anymore. So there you go. Hoverboard.
Now,
just like that.
What about the old Back to the Future games on like Super Nintendo and stuff?
Oh, the most horrific games ever. Yeah, I played them. But they were
the most horrific games.
There's a point you get when a game's so bad it's awesome. Like if you want a game on a 360 that's so terrible it's awesome. Earth Defense Force.
Earth Defense Force.
Go ahead. Go find that game. Play that game. Dumbest game ever made, but it's so bad it's good.
You played that for like 6 hours.
I played it 6 hours. I played it. It was like, oh, this game's stupid. I heard how terrible it is, and then I played it for like 6 hours, and then by the time I was done, I was like, wow, it's so dumb. It was awesome.
Well, they're discussing the merits of the Super Famicom Back to the Future 2 game that we apparently didn't get in the United States, but it reminds me of the Super Nintendo Star Wars games that came out that were like completely random, like Darth Vader's head on a scorpion body attacking the tiny Luke Skywalker who had to shoot him with the laser guns. Like that was kind of a fun thing that came out with those games, even though it was not very true to the source material, I guess you could say.
Whatever. Back then, it didn't matter.
But no, I love Back to the Future. I love those movies, and
yeah, I like the movies. I just don't like. I don't care to own anything Back to the Future. That's all I'm saying.
I would totally
merchandise. I just don't care about
flux capacitor.
Let me be clear about that. Movies, great. Merchandise, don't care.
Although you've never gotten into the whole like prop replica. Like we had that talk with the hoverboard.
That's not true. I actually own a bunch of prop replicas in my house.
But not Back to the Future.
Not Back to the Future. I just don't, because I like movies. Movies in general is just something I like. And I like owning stuff from movies. I just don't care about Back to the Future. Can I be more clear about that? I don't like Back to the Future.
So what's your favorite thing about Back to the Future?
Marty McFly getting, how about Biff getting the poop dropped in his car? That's my favorite. There it is. Jerk.
Yeah, so do you know, though, offhand, when Back to the Future Legos are scheduled to come out? Like, are those set for the spring, or are those going to be, like, later on?
Is that even a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know.
Lego got the Back to the Future license.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
It's not in that new catalog you got?
It's not.
Okay.
No, they're, you know what, if they did get the license, they are about 10 months to a year from production. So it'll be next
fall. So
2014.
It might be in time for fall, in time for Christmas.
I mean, Lego is ahead of their schedule. I mean, as many factories that they actually own, it makes sense that they're... Because the stuff they showed at Toy Fair last year, they had all out within 4 months from the after Toy Fair. It was all out. Everything was out. And all this new stuff came out, like the Galaxy Squad stuff that just appeared. This new...
What's the monsters?
Chima stuff that's out now.
Oh, the Thundercats.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. You know, the Ninja Turtles license is like, all of a sudden we got Ninja Turtles, and bam, here they are. It's like, whoa.
Although, a Back to the Future DeLorean with Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles steering would be awesome. Oh, if you took the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles party van and you took off the roof and you put the top of the DeLorean on it, so it's like a DeLorean with the party van on it. It's the Party DeLorean. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, but they didn't use classic Ninja Turtles. They used this new Ninja Turtle, the Nickelodeon style.
Yeah, but you could build your own. You can make
good.
your own classic Turtles if you want. Okay. All right, final question here. This is from Doubler2000. Hey guys, what up?
What up?
If you could have action figures of any musician or music group, who would you pick? I would go with ninja-themed Wu-Tang Clan figures.
All right, yeah. Wu-Tang.
I would go David Bowie. Like all the different versions. The Ziggy Stardust, Aladdin Sane, the Thin White Duke, the Outside, the Nathan Adler.
Just like, you shut your mouth.
Every version. Every version except the slightly weird David Bowie rocking out with Mick Jagger dancing in the street. Something about that one just doesn't sit right with me. But Loving the Alien, you know, all the other versions, you can get a David Bowie. And Labyrinth. And the Labyrinth version of David Bowie.
Oh yeah, that's a gimme.
If they would do action figures of like Bowie throughout the years, I would totally just buy every single one of those.
I want a Fred Durst.
Fred Durst?
A Fred Durst.
Why?
And I want it to just play, it's all about the nookie. That's all I want. I don't even like... I just, for some reason, that I don't know what it is about that song and him in that period of time that just worked, and it cannot work ever again or since then.
There's something about Fred Durst, like, he's got this, like, whiny voice. Like, a lot of times he tries to yell and, like, his voice cracks like a 13-year-old boy, you know? And it's like he's trying to be all mean and rugged, and his voice, like, will suddenly, like, ah!
It's
like,
kind of like, it worked in that very specific, just like Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice...
Oh, how about a 2-pack? The Vanilla Ice Fred Durst.
Vanilla Ice time period, and then all of a sudden his Ice Ice Baby days, in that little period of time, for whatever reason.
Ice Nookie. That's the name of the set.
Like if you go to his website, and I did this a long time ago for whatever reason, and it shows his album sales of all the albums he's ever done. It's like his first one, you know, he did 30,000 hits. The Ice Ice Baby, like 40 million records, and then like his next album, 200,000 copies, and then his like metal albums
like
that came out,
5,000 copies,
4,000 copies. I'm like, whoa, what happened? You went from super mega star to nobody.
Just that one album.
Yeah.
That Chumbawamba effect.
I'm pretty sure my grandma could put out an album and it'd sell a couple hundred copies, and you know, and that's, you know, you're like. There's a pie graph or a chart graph that shows my grandma's album sales and Vanilla Ice's last albums. Like, he sold a couple thousand, so he'd be like, here. But they would be on the same scale, you know what I mean? So,
although, if your grandma did an album covering Ice Ice Baby, it might sell more than Vanilla Ice's last album.
That is true. That is
just on that alone.
You know, with YouTube and all that, it's very likely.
Incredibly possible.
Very likely.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out in Google Plus, all you guys. Don't forget, if you want to contact us, you can call our 24-hour voicemail line, area code 217-953-4025. You can also email us, killin@popculturenetwork.com, dirt@popculturenetwork.com. You can also email Scotty Cash at popculturenetwork.com and intern Rick at popculturenetwork.com, and basically just call them little stupid girls for not being here tonight.
Yeah, so just go to popculturenetwork.com and you can click on the staff page and you can get all our information there. You know, honestly, if you go to Facebook and you friend us there, it's a good way for us to actually be able to talk to you during the week like real people. And that's how I usually talk to a lot of you guys, because sometimes email's slow, but Facebook works really great for that kind of stuff. So find us on Facebook and you can link up there. Also, you can like the Pop Culture Network on Facebook if you haven't already. Which really, come on. And then you can stay in the know
Really,
and know
come
when
on.
we got new stuff.
What if they don't do the Facebooking? You know, we actually have a Google Plus page.
Whatever.
We do have a Pop Culture Network Google Plus page.
I have no idea. Of
Yeah,
Google
you don't know
is.
anything about Google.
Yeah,
that's
like,
too new for you.
Like people keep trying to invite me to be their friend on Google Plus, and I'm like, I don't even have. I do have one.
You do have one
because I had to set one up at one point.
Actually, I think the Pop Culture Network one is the Killin' X account.
Yeah, so I don't use it though. No idea. Like I'm not even sure if I can log into it because I don't even know how to do that. But
although he does check his MySpace page, so you can still find him on MySpace.
I do not, and I still get friend requests on MySpace all the time.
You can also find him at his AOL homepage, his Prodigy homepage,
my GeoCities,
his GeoCities, and his AngelFire.com
website.
Still going. That's right. Yep. That's right. You got to keep it real. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.